The Hallstatt culture, one of the earliest and most influential prehistoric societies of Iron Age Europe, begins its quiet rise in the misty valleys and shimmering lakes of Central Europe around 1200 BCE, where small communities of farmers, salt miners, and metalworkers gradually shaped a civilization whose echoes still ripple through European history. As you drift gently into relaxation, imagine peaceful alpine landscapes where ancient people lived in wooden houses near crystal-clear lakes, gathering salt, the white gold of the ancient world, from deep mountain mines, a precious resource that allowed the Hallstatt people to trade far beyond their homeland and build networks stretching from the Mediterranean to the Baltic. Breathe slowly as you picture their world evolving from simple Bronze Age settlements into a more defined, socially rich society, marked by ornate burial mounds, beautiful bronze jewelry, intricate pottery, and expertly forged iron weapons that symbolize both status and survival. In this gently unfolding journey, imagine quiet villages illuminated by soft firelight, where artisans shape bronze and iron into detailed weapons, swords, axes, and tools, while skilled craftspeople carve bone and antler ornaments, molded pottery decorated with spirals and geometric designs, and wove textiles dyed with natural pigments, all reflecting a culture deeply connected to nature and ritual. The Hallstatt people's mastery of metalworking allowed them to create detailed helmets, long iron swords, and protective shields, all of which demonstrate the sophistication of their craftsmanship long before the rise of classical civilizations like Rome or Greece. And as you softly drift deeper into the story, imagine the quiet solemnity surrounding their burial practices, grand tumulus mounds built for elite chieftains, filled with finely crafted ornaments, wagons, gold jewelry, feasting vessels, and sometimes weapons, symbolizing a belief in the afterlife and social hierarchy within their community. The Hallstatt world stretched widely across what is now Austria, southern Germany, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Switzerland, northern Italy, Slovenia, and parts of Hungary, forming a vast cultural zone that shared artistic patterns, burial habits, clothing styles, and technological innovations, showing that this was not merely a single tribe, but a civilization connected by trade routes, shared beliefs, and mutual cultural growth. Imagine merchants, traveling through dense forests and over rolling hills, carrying salt, amber, furs, pottery, and iron tools, exchanging them with Etruscans, Greeks, and Mediterranean traders, bringing back luxury goods like fine wine, decorated pottery, and exotic ornaments that enrich the lives of the Hallstatt elite and influence their own artistic style. As you relax further, sense how daily life flowed gently in their peaceful valleys. Farmers cultivating barley, emmer wheat, and millet, while herders guided cattle, sheep, and pigs across wide grasslands, children learning traditions from elders, and hunters venturing into quiet forests to track deer and boar, weaving a rhythm of life that blended practicality with ritual meaning. Their clothing, often made of wool and linen, featured bright dyes, reds, yellows, browns, and blues, revealing a society that valued beauty and craftsmanship, while jewelry like torques, bracelets, and fibuli pins express both status and cultural identity. Their houses, simple wooden structures with thatched roofs, formed small settlements often built along rivers or high plateaus where visibility and protection were ideal, and in these calm places life slowly unfolded, shaped by seasons, trade, and tradition. As you continue falling deeper into rest, see how their society gradually evolved from the early Hallstatt period, B stages, into the later, more advanced phases CD, when iron tools became more common and social stratification became more pronounced, with powerful chieftains overseeing territories, trading networks, and ceremonial events that reflected their elevated status. Their connection to salt mining at Hallstatt in Austria, where hundreds of ancient tools, preserved textiles, and even prehistoric tunnels survive, reveals a unique window into their daily life, technology, and long-lasting industry, which sustained their wealth for centuries. As civilizations beyond their borders grew stronger, particularly the expanding influence of Greek and Etruscan cities, new trade goods and cultural inspirations flowed northward, encouraging artistic shifts such as more geometric patterns, stylized animal motifs, and later the beginnings of the Latin style that would eventually define the Celtic world. Breathe steadily as you imagine the peaceful transition from Hallstatt culture into the Latin culture around 450 BCE, not through sudden collapse, but through gradual transformation. shifts in trade patterns increased. Contact with Mediterranean powers and evolving artistic preferences, all blending into the rise of the early Celts, who would spread across Europe with vibrant new cultural expressions. Although the Hallstatt people did not leave behind written records, their story lives through archaeological treasures. Salt mines preserving ancient tools, burial mounds revealing chieftain wealth, weapons that display metallurgical genius, and pottery that showcases delicate artistry, all offering clues to people who shaped early European identity long before written history. As you settle into calm, imagine their world fading not with destruction but with cultural evolution, their traditions merging into larger Celtic societies that carried forward their legacy of craftsmanship, trade, and warrior identity, leaving behind a timeless cultural foundation that historians and archaeologists continue to uncover today. And as this long, gentle narrative soothes your thoughts, let the quiet strength of the Hallstatt people, rooted in mountains, salt, metal, and tradition, guide you into deep relaxation, knowing that you have journeyed through an ancient world where life moves slowly, beautifully, and meaningfully across the early Iron Age of Europe. Sweet dreams. Good night.